Hello everybody, my name is Henry Tenby and welcome to this edition of Model Moment. I've got some big news to share with you and some neat models, so stick around. I'll be back right after this important word from our trusted sponsor. Are you a die-hard av geek who loves aviation videos? Welcome to JetFlix TV, where all the aviation action is. Stream and download hundreds of aircraft action videos on all your favorite devices. Sit back, relax, and start enjoying the best in aviation action movies exclusively from the crew at JetFlix TV. We'll see you rampside. So guys, this is going to be a fairly important announcement that I have for everybody, and that is I'm really excited. Just 1 week from today is the Amsterdam Aviation Show. It takes place in Amsterdam. It's a big 2-day event next Saturday and Sunday, the 17th and 18th of September. It's going to be a massive show. I've been told by Patrick, who is the main organizer of the event, that they have sold out over 300 tables for this show. It is going to be a massive show. There's going to be a lot of models there. A lot of people are, stoked, and we've been waiting for this show through the pandemic very patiently. I remember I was in Amsterdam in February of 2019, just as the pandemic was getting started. And I remember I was being particularly, I would say, careful in the breakfast hall during that trip, and I was wearing gloves, and I think people thought I was nuts at the time, but there were a lot of people with colds around at the time, especially in the breakfast there, and so I brought gloves, and I was washing my hands like a fiend. And luckily I didn't catch anything, and little did we know that, it was going to be a massive global pandemic, and that was just the start, the very, very early days of it. It had already been in effect in China, but over in Europe there was nothing, or so we thought. So, we had a good show there, and that was February of 2019. So here we are, it's three years later, and we're all excited. Everybody's been waiting for this show. It's had to they've had to postpone it a few times for safety reasons. And now that it's deemed, safe to have the show, it's going to be a great time. I think a lot of people are going to just enjoy being able to see old friends and enjoy our hobby again. So it's next weekend. It's a week away. On this full Saturday and Sunday. The full details of the show are posted on the website. It's aviationfair.com. So go to aviationfair.com. I believe all the tables are sold out. As I said, it's over 300 tables of display vendors, so that you're going to find everything under the sun. Slides, models, postcards, books, vomit bags, uniforms, pins, you name it. It's going to be there in huge quantities. But of course, our beloved models are, of course, going to be there too. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully being able to attend. Of course, in this world with the way things are right now, we can't take anything for granted. My plan is to hopefully be there. So we'll see how that pans out. And hopefully I'll get to see some of you guys there as well. So mark your calendars if you're able to make it, if you live in Europe. It's next weekend, so be sure to check it out. Again, the full details are on the show website. That's aviationfair.com. So in this show, I've got some interesting models I'd like to share with you guys, and some interesting tidbits, of course. I'm sure you all knew what this is. This is a original, I guess it would date from 1954, TGI, CF-TGI, Trans-Canada Airlines Vickers Viscount, in the original silver delivery scheme. So when the aircraft started being delivered to TCA, they were the first several aircraft were delivered in this all bare metal scheme. Trans-Canada Airlines in about 1955 started the practice of painting the roofs, the crowns of their aircraft white to reflect the heat in the summertime and keep the aircraft cool cooler in those hot summer months. So This was before they actually did that. So the entire fleet was just painted with the cheat line only, and the whole fuselage was just bare metal, silver. So we know that this model would date from 1954, at the time the aircraft was delivered. It's in really nice shape, obviously, for a, what is that, 70-year-old model almost? Yeah, coming up on 70 years old. So it's a beautiful piece, and yeah, CF-TGI. It's interesting that they put the actual authentic registration on the aircraft. Some model makers stopped that practice for the simple reason that airlines would sell their aircraft, or God forbid, the aircraft would be lost in an accident. So they didn't want to have an identifying feature to a specific aircraft on their publicity models. So this, at the time, was not the practice, and they actually put the real ident of the model, of the aircraft on the model. But this, yeah, it's a big aluminum model on, I believe it's the original honey cake stand, Westway stand, the upright. And yeah, it's just a beautiful piece. It's, you know, Canadiana historic for us Canucks. And you just, I mean, they're out there. I guess they probably made maybe one for each station. I don't know, 25 of these were perhaps made. So they do exist, but of course in varying degrees of condition. So I've had to have replacement spinners put on mine. This came without spinners. These are turned aluminum spinners, but I do have some Vickers Viscount news for modelers that I'd like to share with you guys. So I'll just set this guy on the side here and show you guys what I've got here. You guys know what that is? So I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour of what we've got. I've got them in 3 different sizes. One, yeah, 1, 2, and where's the medium size? Yeah, right there. There we go. Okay, guys, so I'll just show you. So basically, I'm sure you guys have already guessed what these little guys are. Can you guys see what those are? So these are Rolls-Royce Dart engine spinners, and I've had these designed. They've been 3D printed in resin, and if you can see them, they're to scale. So that's your 1/50th scale. Then you've got your 1/72nd scale and 1/100th scale. And I'm making them available. Basically, if you'd like to buy one or 2 or several, just shoot me an email, let me know. They're basically going to be $15, $10, and $8. So just let me know. You can send me an email, henrytenby@gmail.com, and I can get you set up with as many as you may need. So the beauty of 3D printing is that I can just print off as many of these as that I need. They're printed in hard resin, actually, so they're pretty durable. And I've had them made with good sized stems, and you can cut that stem off and glue it right onto the model, or you can use the stem if it happens to fit the particular hole on your model. So if you look at this particular model, yeah, it does fit. So it fits that hole. So there you go. You can fatten that up just by putting tape around it to make it more snug. Like on this metal one that I had cast, I put a little bit of tape on. You could do the same with these, and you will have to paint them to match whatever color you like. But I think silver is probably the best for that. But yeah, there you go. So I've got these available. And if you need any Viscount spinners, let me know. I'm probably going to put them a permanent listing on eBay for them. So they'll always be on eBay, but obviously you can contact me. The problem with these things in metal, yeah, they're beautiful, but they cost a fortune. So I think they're about $40 a piece. So if you can have them made, these are just a different kettle of fish. So the resin ones are much easier to produce. I can print them like that, and I have a shop right here in Vancouver that can get these printed. So yeah, hit me up with an email if you're looking for some Dart spinners, and I will show you something. So these are the 1/100 scale Viscounts, made in France a long time ago. So basically, these little 1/100, you can't, well, they're so small. These little 1/100 scale spinners would basically, you'd cut them off at the stem and just glue those right onto the edge. You'd glue them on. You'd glue the engines right into the right onto the edge there. And same with your 1/72nd ones. You would simply you could either mount them or you could actually cut these off. So I'll just show you something. So here, this is a 1/72nd Dart Herald, and these are the 1/72nd engines. So they would just simply be cut and glued into positions. So if you're interested in any of these for your models, don't hesitate to get in contact with me. So I thought I'd take just a few minutes and show you some of the models that I'm working on in my shop. This is an Avro jetliner. It's made of metal, and this is one of my own castings, actually, from more than 20 years ago. I actually had sold the model to Mark Makarowski in Winnipeg. At the time these models were cast, so it would have been around 2005, and I only made 4 of these, I believe. I think that's the number. So there's very few of these in existence. As you can hear, it's metal. And somehow Mark ended up with 2 of them because he bought one from me, then I sold him mine because I was short of funds at the time. So he sold one of them back to me, and he had done some work on the models, I believe I explained in the last video. So I've since put work into the model by doing lots of build-up primer on it. And just yesterday I painted it silver and put the 2-part component clear coat on it. I'll give it another clear. I think I'll give it a sanding to take off a few imperfections and give it one more clear coat, and then I'll put the Trans-Canada Airlines decals on it from Vintage Flyer. But I'm pretty happy with it. It's looking quite good. It's turning out good. I mean, it looks. I'm happy with the model, and it's a big heavy model. Obviously, it's solid aluminum. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? It's not bad, is it? I mean, it's definitely a unique piece for the Canadiana collector. And as I say, I think, I could have done it in the Canadair or Avro, the yellow scheme, but I'm going to do it with the Trans-Canada Airlines livery because I think it'll just look better in TCA livery because it was being considered by Trans-Canada, and it would look, I think it'll look cool in the, in the TCA all bare metal livery. Yeah, so that's that model, and I've got something else to show you next. Well, guys, this is, it's not really an airline model, but it is a neat model. It probably dates from the 1950s or 60s. It's a Piper Comanche on the original period stand, and it is made by Fermo Models. Nowhere actually on the model, yeah, it does. There's actually a sticker. It's very hard to see, but right here it says, that's right. I'll try to bring it close up, but it says Fermo Models right there. So this is an original Fermo. It's in nice condition for its age with the original propeller. I guess Piper had these models produced as giveaway items. They must have been expensive, obviously, because of the labor that went into making the model. But it's, even though it's not an airline model, it's something that I really find quite cute and nice. I wonder if the registration N2400 Papa is an authentic registration, but yeah, it's an all metal model, and I don't know. I mean, I think they're rare enough pieces, but with the original stand, it just makes it quite nice. I don't know. You guys out there probably have similar examples of this model in your collection. So, but yeah, the lines I think are pretty cool, and it's a nice model. So there you have it. That's Fermo Piper Comanche. I'm not sure what the scale would be. It's probably, I'm going to say 1/72nd. Yeah, I'm just looking at another model here that is 1/72nd, and I'm comparing them. I'll just show you. I'll show you guys just as a reference. This is a 1/72nd Connie, and this is the Comanche, and that would be absolutely to scale. So for sure, we can see that it's 1/72nd scale. So can you imagine that? Nice air-to-air session from the Comanche with the Connie. That's perfect, isn't it? Really neat stuff. Yeah, so there you have it. Piper Comanche by Fermo Models, circa probably late 50s, early 1960s. So it's a nice piece. Welcome to our next model, guys. This is something really quite special. It's obviously a U.S. Air Force F-100 on the original monogram base. And if you look at it, it's actually really well made. I'll take it off the stand. It's made out of wood and resin and plastic. It is something I've never seen before, and it came from it was a trade from my friend Billy in Winnipeg. And he told me that this company was called Foam Models. Has anybody heard of Foam Models? Because apparently they produced contractor models and models for the U.S. Air Force in the 1950s. And they were basically one notch above topping models. Well, actually several notches above topping models. To my eye, the model is of almost Nomoto quality. Again, it's just so nicely made. There's great detail. You've got, different colors of silver on it. It is decaled, but it's just, such a nice and unique model. And I'm wondering if anybody else has foam models in their collection. Have a look at the stand. See, it's got the U.S. Air Force F-100 Super Sabre, North American Aviation Inc. So obviously these models were made for North American, and they were, I'm going to say, costly for the day. Look at the trailing edges are nice and accurate. There's no thickness there. They're just beautifully tapered down. This model has a few breaks on it. It's a broken tip and a few little tips missing. But again, this model dates from, I'm going to say, 1952. Because of the 2, it means the aircraft was procured by the U.S. Air Force in 1952. So the model would date from around that time. And scale-wise, I'm going to say it's probably 1/50th. Yeah, I'm just looking at a 1/50th Viscount, and I believe it's pretty close to 1/50th or 1/48th scale. I wonder what other models, foam models, made. If any of you guys have foam models in your collection, I'd certainly like to know. I'd like to hear what models that you guys have. Some kind of catalog must exist out there as to what foam models were producing back in the 1950s. If anybody has any old paperwork on foam models, I'd love to hear. If you have any idea of their catalog, let me know. If you have any of their models, do let me know. But yeah, the name of the company is Foam Models. I believe it's like FOAM. That's my guess. So there you have it. It's just a really neat, different model, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. It kind of fits in there with the Nomotos because it's, as I say, it's got that real Nomoto look to it. And I like the pilot up there in the cockpit, also looking very comfortable. He's been on duty for the last 70 years, actually, believe it or not. Yeah, so it's a cool model. So there you have it. That's the Foam Models F-100 Super Sabre. It's a beautiful piece. So guys, does anybody know the maker of this model? It's obviously a new production. It's a Buffalo Airways DC-3 in 1/72nd scale, CGWZS. I don't know who made the model. There's no name of I've got it actually on one of my own stands, which I do sell. So it looks really good on my particular stand. This looks nice and classy. It did come with landing gear, but as you can see, it's a heavy piece, nice and accurate. But I Googled this model. I tried to find it online for sale, and I could not find it being sold by anybody online. So I wonder who made the model. Mikey, if you're watching the show, Mikey McBrien, if you're watching the show, or Joe, maybe you guys can chime in and let me know who made these models and when they were made. I know they were made after I left Yellowknife. I left Yellowknife in 97. So this model was not around for sale in 97. So it's something post 1997. But it's a beautiful model. It's accurate, and it's nice and solid too. The wings do remove. So there you have it. It's a Buffalo Airways DC-3. The aircraft is probably still in service with Buffalo, earning its keep. So does anybody have one of these? And I wonder what other models this company made. But it's strange that there's absolutely no name of the maker included on the model, which is different. So yeah, it's a Buffalo Airways DC-3. I've flown on many of these aircraft many times. I've got many hours on Buffalo DC-3s in the good old days, so as well as C-46 and DC-4 time as well. So I'm grateful for my relationship with Buffalo Airways. So it's a great company, and long may they continue, and beautiful model. Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, guys, this is something different. This is a de Havilland Canada. It says actually Boeing Canada de Havilland Division -8 Series 300, and the model is made out of, I guess, pewter, and it's really nice casting. Obviously, it was made as a promotional piece. There's no maker's name. It was a custom, obviously a custom produced thing for de Havilland. It's really nice. It's got, I'm going to say Nomoto style engravings on it, and it's just something different, isn't it? You don't often see them. I guess it's pretty soft metal because it is pewter, but whoever made it certainly did a great job, and it's just one of those things that, pretty hard to find. I don't know how many of these would have been made. I don't know, maybe 50, 100. They must be out there, but I've never seen one until I actually own this one. But, it's what scale would that be? Well, this is 1/100th scale, so I'm going to say it's probably similar to 1/100th scale, because the Viscount is 1/100th, and the -8 is probably just a little bit smaller than a Viscount. So also, yeah, it's somewhere around 1/100th scale, I'm going to say. So in that range of 1/100th scale, but it's nice, right? It's a solid piece, and the stand is actually quite a nice stand too. So it's a very nice aircraft manufacturer produced model that, it's Canadian, which is nice. And the lines on it are quite nice too. And again, look at the engravings on the model that are just nice. I don't know if you can guys see them in the video, but it just gives the model a nice look to it. So some company engineered this model and then had them produced. So I guess you'd have to be an aircraft manufacturer to have that kind of budget, to have such a thing done. I'm thinking, it would also have been nice as a resin piece too, I'd say. Definitely would be nice as a resin piece. Yeah, so there you have it, guys. It's a very cool looking -8 model. So hope you guys like that. Guys, this is our next model. It's a PACMAN model in probably 1/50th scale. It's quite big. It's about 2 feet long or 20 inches long. It is the Japanese version of the Embraer jet, and I don't believe they've yet to go into service. It's been a long time. It's called the Mitsubishi Regional Jet, an MRJ. And this is a high detail model made by PACMAN. And by it's relatively high detail in that the wings, maybe it's not high detail, actually. They've got some emergency exits, but it is a beautiful piece. It's, resin, and it's heavy. And it does say on the stand, it's got a monogram. Well, it's got information on the stand there, which you guys can see. And you've got your standard PACMAN stand. It says MRJ 90. It gives the length, the width, the height, the power plant, gives the range, and it says maximum takeoff weight 39,600 kilograms, 1/72nd scale ANA. So yeah, Japanese models I like them. They've got a good look to them, and it's a good heavy model for sure. Inspiration of Japan. Certainly an inspiring, the color scheme is inspiring, and the actual model itself is really inspiring too. It just has a very nice positive feel to it, and good heft, right? It's got some really good heft, this model. So I'm happy to have the model in my collection for the time being. And I like the Japanese flag under the wing and on the top of the wing. My own comment would be that the Japanese flags are too small. The circles are too small. They should be bigger and brought inboard. That's just my own personal design commentary. I just think they look a bit too small there. So But yeah, it's a really nice model. Again, it's a PACMAN model, 1/72nd scale. It's a nice heavy model, absolutely mint condition. And I guess quite a number of these would have been made for ANA. There's probably, you know, every desk at ANA probably has one at their head office, is my guess, something like that. So, but yeah, it's a very cool looking model, and I wish them good luck with their program, and hopefully they get these airplanes in service. I'd like to have a flight on one next time I go to Japan, which I hope will be soon. So there you have it. That's the MRJ, the Mitsubishi MRJ. It's a cool looking aircraft. Well, guys, I think we're going to call it a wrap for this show. I just wanted to have a quick hello with you guys, and the most important thing to convey in this video was the Amsterdam show that's coming up a weekend from today. It's going to be, as I say, massive show, over 300 tables. A lot of collectors are going to be buying, selling, trading, wheeling, and dealing. There's going to be so many models, and I'm going to see, hopefully, fingers crossed, a lot of my good friends there. So you never know, right? So we'll see how it all goes. Thank you for tuning in, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit the thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the JetFlix channel here on YouTube, and you'll never miss a notification of when I'm uploading new content on the channel. So happy model collecting, everybody. Wishing everybody a good September, and we'll be in touch. You all take care. We'll see you guys on the next show. Thanks a lot, guys. All the best. Cheers for now.